who trade on various digital platforms are taxed. And a quote says, "We can now say that there is an e-commerce gaming all over the country. So the GRA can tap or leverage on e-commerce and gaming and rake in more revenue for the country. So we need to up our game here and ensure that all those activities that go on the various digital platforms are also taxed," Amankwa Bonsu had said. However, in 2019, the Ghana Revenue Authority announced plans to rope in Uber drivers to pay taxes to the state. Although the solution developer at the GRA, Patrick Frimpong Danso, noted that the module to use was still under preparation, the authority had announced it wanted the payment of vehicle income tax (VIT) and personal income tax (PIT) and X-stamp via mobile phones in order to widen the tax net. With the Uber drivers' tax payment plan, Mr. Danso stated that operators of the vehicle or services, Uber Ghana will retain a percentage of the earnings of the driver to honor his or her tax obligations. The move also has become necessary because other commercial drivers like taxi trotro drivers point out that while they are compelled to pay tax, their Uber counterparts work and earn money yet do not have tax obligations. So this was what was sent. The gentleman went on a trip that cost 44 Ghana cedis and 44 Ghana cedis in total. The breakdown is this: the trip fare is 41 Ghana cedis. A subtotal booking fee is 2 Ghana cedis. The digital transport fee is 1 Ghana cedis. A total of 44 Ghana cedis. This is the email from Uber. It says, your Uber, your trip statement will now reflect a digital transport fee. Hi, Kwame. We remain committed to providing you with a safe, reliable, and affordable transportation option. Effective 1st April 2023, we have introduced a new fee called the digital transport fee, which will apply to all rides in Ghana. This fee will be charged on all completed trips, and it will be set at 1 Ghana cedi per trip. For transparency, the DTF will be displayed as a separate line item on your receipt. Bolt also sends this as we want to improve your experience. Thank you for choosing Bolt. We are introducing a flat rate booking for 1 Ghana cedi on all trips to enable us continue improving your app and ride experience. The booking fee also allows us to reduce driver commission from 25% to 20%, which will ensure that there are more drivers at your location at all times, giving you shorter arrival times and greater prices. So that's the latest update there. I'm not sure, and social media has been awash with lots and lots of comments as to how this is going to affect the already dire situation in which they find themselves. Some of the key comments that have been out there is that the government is insensitive, that the government is not considering the plight of the people, the government is creeping into people's pocket, dipping hands into people's pocket, and all of that. William, in terms of widening the tax net, how wide can we get? Because it does appear that it's the same set of people who are being targeted over and over again. So let's say my car breaks down. I have to get an Uber, Bolt, Yango, or whatever it is to come to work. I already am paying income tax. By the new amendment, my income tax payment will go up. I'm already paying other different taxes. Now I come to add this one on if I just have to choose to use Uber. Why?
You know, I was laughing when you called me.
Yes, what?
I just saw a report from Bloomberg. You know, and I've been following the report since yesterday when Forbes came up with the top 25 wealthiest people in the world. And we're looking at the man who is leading the pack now as the richest man in the world. Bernard Arnold, right? He's become the third tycoon to hit a fortune of $200 billion. And this man, all he's selling is perfumes, clothes, luxury items, Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, put together. This is, the man is worth $200 billion. Now this is Ghana, a country that is selling all the things that we are selling.
Raw material.
Cocoa, oil, timber, and what have you. And we are struggling and begging to raise 3 billion. This man's business has raised 200 billion.
200 billion. Selling what?
Clothes, perfumes, bags.
Atali.
Louis Vuitton. You know,
perfume, spray.
Yes.
And bags. That's all.
Yes.
And he's making more than we are asking for.
If you go to the list, we have young people, Zuckerberg and this, they are hitting $60-something billion. And what are they selling? Content on a certain internet app,
an application.
Yes. And so if you ask me questions like this, I just will laugh because I'm saying that I've said it. We are just not prepared to.
We are not prepared
to develop, because what else? They came and said taxation will not solve the problem, and that we're going to move from taxation to production. And this Uber thing you're talking about, I mean, the year began with a lot of increases in all items, in all, and then they hit us with this tax thing, and now they are coming with more taxes.
Yeah.
So they've lost the plot.
But
they've lost the plot because
how much can we pay at the time, William?
Chief, you see, if the tax is that's why it's sent to Parliament, it becomes law.
Right.
And if you say how much can you pay, you can only ask that question as a rhetoric. And that's it. Because your income tax, before it hits your accounts, they've touched it already. And income tax was one of the taxes that...
Exactly. Income tax amendment, the excise tax amendment, and then the sustainability,
and that's
growth and sustainability.
Organized labor has warned that if April ending, they get their salaries or salary advice or statements, and they realize that their incomes have been touched in terms of deductions based on this new law that has been passed, they will hit the streets. Because the question we are asking, we don't know how to answer. And the only way we can answer is to tell the government that we cannot pay more taxes.
But William, have we not said it? Have we not said it enough? That look, too much.
Labor is saying that by the end of this month, if they get their salaries or advice or statements, alerts, and they indicate in those documents that some deductions have been made, they will hit the streets. And that's one of the most potent ways to let government listen to you. And you see, where a country is struggling to raise 3 billion after we have told the whole world that we are a proud nation, we are enterprising people, we can work and make our own money. This was not in 1957.
Right.
This was
today. Right.
When Kwame Nkrumah was speaking, the population was about 6 million or 5 million or thereabout. We are talking about today when we said to the whole world that we won't go to IMF. Every now we are struggling to go to IMF. So if you ask me, we have just not been creative. And you see, yesterday's business forum, the 3 business forum, a lot of the things that were said were simple things that were commonsensical. It is not books, because you cannot build on a foundation that does not exist. You cannot give what you don't have. And these are basic principles in a lot of, in life. Because as soon as you intend to give what you don't have, that means you must create that thing before you can give. But you said the previous government had messed up the economy, which means we didn't have any solid foundation. They started with free things. and we started with fancy
and now here we are.
And the venerable Otunfo told you that some of the projects we are embarking on, they are just
hasting slowly,
fancy projects. And if we talk and they will listen, something will happen.
But they are not listening. That's the point. Let's go to Cuba. The Cuban students have joined us. Ghanaian students who are learning in Cuba, they have had their own set of troubles. About a month ago, we spoke with them asking for monies to be released to them because their monies had been in arrears, their stipends, I should say, had been in arrears, and their parents are not able to even send them money, even if they wanted to send them money. And their situation had become so dire that the Scholarship Secretariat had to step in, make a formal request to the Ghana Revenue Authority to try and see if they're able to raise the monies and then have a special arrangement to send monies to them. The GRA fired back to say that, look, beyond $10,000 which you can take through without declaring, any other amount shall be declared, and the emphasis is on shall, which is that it is mandatory. It must be declared. So now, if it must be declared, and they're saying that given the situation we have on our hands, it may take up to 3 weeks before they get money. I am interested to know how these young people are coping. They have told us expressly that their patriotism will not drift. they have told us expressly that they will continue to remain resolute and they will come back to Ghana to serve. But for how long can they hold up? And for how long can they continue doing things that they are not supposed to be doing or they don't want to do? Some of them are living with females because the females have the wherewithal, and so they are patching with them literally just to make ends meet. So you can imagine all manner of things that they may have to do just so that they can survive. But they committed no crimes. They wrote an exam here, they passed their aptitude test, their interviews, and they were given scholarships to go out of this country, to go and read medicine, to come back. Now, while they are away, and while we are spending money on all manner of things, they are stuck out there. And I wonder if we had our big people and their children as part of it, we would have had such a situation. I'm just wondering.
Do you know why compatriots, our fellow citizens are dying in hospitals because of lack of beds, because of the absence of doctors? Now we have Agenda 111 ongoing, according to the government.
Right.
And some pieces of evidence we've seen is ongoing. Now we have 100 doctors training in Cuba. So who should tell you, the government, that you should rush and go and sort these people out to come back?
That is human resource for your hospitals. Clean.
Sir, you are building Agenda 111.
Clean.
101.
Clean.
111. And there's 100, we have 100 doctors out there. Because the health space, the professionals are leaving. The nurses are going. Doctors are leaving because of poor conditions of service, because of lack of equipment. But we have 100 who are saying that they are patriotic, they will come back. And something that you promised to give them. This is not something that they are squeezing the arms of government to get. It is an agreement. You should have planned. You knew Cuba was facing some sanctions, international sanctions.
That's right.
You knew what the issues were. If you didn't know, then you have no business being there in the scholarship secretariat. So that if the time is up for you to send them the money and you are giving excuses, we don't run any serious business with excuses.
No.
We don't raise doctors with excuses.
No.
You know what I mean? It's as simple
You're
as
sending them into uncharted waters. You
with
knew
excuses,
about it.
So you don't come with the excuses we don't want to hear. Just the way the Black Star players were in Brazil and were having issues, and we flew millions of dollars and got there and gave them. I was expecting a similar thing to be done to this situation.
It appears there's no sense of urgency.
Because we sat here last 2 weeks and spoke about this matter, and we couldn't fly the money to them. And we are talking about sanctions, and I'm saying these sanctions has nothing to do with scholarships.
They're back on the line. Let's go to Cuba now. Our friends in Cuba are joining us. We won't use their names because we know how vindictive we are in this part of the country, this part of the world, I should say. Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
It's been more than a month since we spoke to you about your plight, and irrespective of that, you were resolute and said that you still remain patriotic. Has anything changed now that you know that you still do not have the money and the comfort and care that is due you?
I think as at now, our patriotism is still on point. When we discuss with other colleagues of ours, they still show sense of patriotism for our country, Ghana. So as at now, patriotism, we are still patriotic.
What is your situation now? The last time we spoke with two of you, you told us how some of you were living with women that you were not supposed to have lived with. You have borrowed so much, you couldn't even find soap to bath. If you wanted to work, it was not going to happen. And even if your parents or guardians wanted to send you some money, it was impossible. Has anything changed?
The only change that has occurred as at now is change for the worst. As we said earlier, if you are not to get the money last month, you're going to live in hell. And that's exactly what you're experiencing. Things are very worse here. Going to class now has become a problem. There's nothing meaningful going on the various campuses here in Cuba.
Our checks show that the scholarship secretariat had written to the GRA seeking some leave to be able to bring in cash for you. The GRA says there are rules and they must play by the rules, and that given the way that things are going, maybe in 2-3 weeks, that's when you are supposed to be getting something at all. How do you propose to hold up until then?
That would be a very difficult task for us. We actually listened to your program yesterday, and we came across few letters you read out loud between SCOSEC, our sponsors, and GRA, and a few others. And that letter was dated quite early in March.
21st March, thereabout.
21st March, which is quite almost 2 weeks now. Things are not going to help. We are really in issue. There is a lot of issue going on here, and a further delay is not going to help any student here. Not going to help any of the 100 Ghanaian students on the tickets of SCOSEC, Ghana Scholarship Secretariat. It's not going to help any of us. It's not going to help any of us. The main pending issue is actually we are close to 400 students here on a ticket of 2 great sponsors.
Right.
100 for SCOSEC and about 300 for GMPC. The GMPC students get their stipends regularly. If even, I don't think they have issue as of now, because it hasn't been long since the money got disbursed to them. Always has been the issue. So I personally doubt there has been issue with the transaction. So how can there be issue with transaction for SCOSEC students and GMP students? There's no issue. I mean, this is quite a surprise. It's quite a surprise.
How is
the news we are hearing?
Go ahead.
It's true. We learned GMPT disbursed the money to SCOSEC for them to do the transaction to students in Cuba. So if anything, if what I'm saying is true, how then are SCOSEC able to disburse the money for GMP students, GMPC students, but their students is not possible? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on, and we are really in distress.
How is this affecting your studies up there? Because medicine is not a joke at all. My friends who are doctors will tell you. How are you holding up?
Let me just give you a situation as an example. Usually, I study from 7 o'clock in the evening up to midnight, 12 a.m. Then I go to sleep and I wake up the next morning. About 3 years ago, I was studying from 7 and up to 9:30. I stopped because I was hungry. Since morning, I've eaten only rice with nothing. That's what I ate since morning. I ate around 4. The rice with nothing. I closed around 4. I ate, then I slept. When I woke up, I was going steady. And that's what is happening. It's not only me. Students just eat once a day. Even the once a day, even is a better food, it's going to have been a problem. We are really distressing. What is happening here is an eyesore.
And so far, the mission that the last time we had a conversation, we spoke about the mission that they have actually not also really told you anything concrete. Has anything changed from the diplomatic circles?
It's still the same, because our leaders, the student leaders, has not given us any news yet. No one has given us any news. So I would say it's still the same. We've not heard anything from them. If you know, if any of the leaders is close to you, talk to them, they will tell you, they get in touch and they say they are working. That's the only thing. There hasn't been any official news from our sponsors or the embassy through our student leadership. There hasn't been any official news as such.
Your parents must be very worried, especially now that they can't send money to you, even if they wanted to, your guardians and your benefactors. What kinds of conversations have you people been having with them?
Okay. I spoke to my parents about 4 days ago, and my father was trying all possible ways to get me money. He was trying. I told him if there's any way, I would have spoken to him about it. I know of no way. There's no way I'm gonna get money from my parents. I try as much as possible. He's as distressed as I am. He doesn't know what to do. All what he says is he has to rely on prayers. That it's our money counts past. That I managed to survive as I'm waiting. That things don't go sideways for me. That I don't end up doing something unexpected. That I don't even get myself involved in. And then there's supposed amorous relationship he has said of that. I don't do things that are unexpected of me, except my academic performance. And my academic performance as of now is going down. It's just on the slope, declining. So I tend not to attend classes. I miss how do you call it? I miss IAs. I miss some critical tests I'm not supposed to miss and all that. And it's not helping because I owe a lot of people. Really. Because when I go to class, I'm always hungry. I don't have the energy to even study in class. I go to class, sometimes I go to class and I get lost.
Where do you sleep?
The school has provided Beresford accommodation.
Right. And you haven't borrowed from people, so you can at least stay put at one place.
That's what I was trying to talk about. Like because of that, even I'm able to go to class, I'm hiding. And I don't attend class all the time. That makes me miss my test regularly. It was a lot of people I'm owing a huge sums of dollars. And ideally I'm hiding. That's
wow.
what's happening.
We will try and keep pulling the strings from here to see what help immediately can come to you. We just so you know, we here at 3FM have not given up on you, and we will continue to follow through to make sure that you get some help as soon as possible. So keep hope alive, and we pray for you and wish you all the best.
We are very grateful for your efforts. And we thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. That's the sad situation. Students in Cuba. Sad situation. A father who is worried that, look, my child could be getting into the things I'm hearing on radio. And the father is admonishing him that, look, don't get yourself into any of these things. His grades are coming down. Not because Nitiwu, but because we have pushed them into that wall. And everybody is sitting pretty.
So we look at capitation.
Father Bernard.
Capitation grants is delayed. The free SHS is also struggling with feeding. And then these scholarship grants are also not coming. So when it comes to education and all the noise that we make about what we are doing, now we've also taken the same attitude to health, because these are individuals who are preparing to come and improve the health sector, if you like, because they are doctors, or if you like, doctor trainees, student doctors. And look at how we are treating them. I mean, if you listen to the stories, and just yesterday, I just heard that, look, the youth of this country, people are talking about hookup and things. It's not just the ladies. I said the men are also into hookup.
They are to survive.
The young men have also got into hookup.
To survive.
Yes. Where they are listing their photos and things on the internet and then soliciting for sex just to make money.
Male prostitution.
Yes. It's there. So, and we keep tightening the macroeconomic environment by giving us all this.
We are crowding out the private sector. We are crowding out everybody, squeezing.
But if we're talking about this Cuba thing, the only thing that comes into my mind is the Brazil World Cup.
Yes, that we were able to lift money.
No, I mean, we shouldn't let this matter go on radio and talk about it this way. I mean, Charlie, something should happen, because if Black Star players were going to play World Cup and there were agitations like this gentleman, they are not even agitating, they are just literally complaining. And we lifted money in a plane, cash. And when some of them got their money, we saw them holding the bundles of cash and as microphones and blowing kisses in the air and doing videos. You remember those videos? If we did that as a country, what is preventing this government from doing the same? Don't you have an ambassador in Kenya, in Cuba, that we can just pick a phone with and even call the president of Cuba and say, look, or whoever we need to call, just a phone call from the president to whoever, and send the money? Because how can we be sitting on this matter for 3 weeks?
Well, sad one it is indeed. 47 minutes after 9, 3FM 92.7, 3FM Sunrise. Happy 41st birthday to Kojo Oponkroma, his Honorable Minister for Information, MP for Fwasia Yerebi. And also happy 73rd birthday to Nana George Dako of Eko Tibrofo fame. It's his birthday today. If it's your birthday as well, happy birthday to you. Yeah, that's the banger from George Dako. Boga High Life. A bit of funk, a bit of high life. Your chief?
He's a chief.
Yeah, he's a chief in Necropon. Yeah, that's right.
With Sunrise, 92.7, 3FM. 3FM.
We're excited about the campaign that aims to bring smiles to the face of inmates of the Senior Corrections Center, Roman Rage, Accra on Easter Monday, April 10, 2023. We're using the Power of 3. We entreat you to support this cause by donating any amount with a figure 3 in it. Power of 3 campaign seeks to raise funds for the upkeep of inmates, contribute to the refurbishment of the clinic on site at the Senior Correctional Center, renew a sense of hope in the inmates during this Easter season. And we entreat you to send all your kind donations to 059-7433-110, reference P3. That's 059-7433-110, reference P3. If you have goods and other donations, you can leave them at the front desk of 3FM 92.7 here at the Desawe in Kanda. Catch all the updates on 3FM Drive with Giovanni Caleb and also AJ Sapon. But yesterday I told you that something special happened. The Kwame Mensah AstroTurf at Alajo in Accra, a place that's prone to flood. You can't play football there, but thanks to Robert Coleman and his Wembley Sports. Yeah, the presidents yesterday outdoors the brand new AstroTurf, the Kwame Mensah AstroTurf. All the creme de la creme of the Greater Accra region were there. Lawyer Jerry Ahmed Swaib and the rest of the team. Robert Coleman is joining us on the phone line. Robert, good morning, congratulations, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Thank you very much. And let me say good morning to your esteemed listeners.
Yesterday
was...
Go ahead.
Yes, yesterday was phenomenal. But before I talk about yesterday, let me use this opportunity to congratulate your good self and your production team for all the wonderful works you are doing. I have been monitoring you. And most times when I drive around, I see a lot of people listening to your network.
Amazing.
Let me say that you guys are doing well, and we wish you well.
Thank you very much, Robert. We're grateful. Yesterday was historic. Alajo, if you grew up in Accra, you know that suburb, once it rains, you can't go and play there. But you were able to engineer an AstroTurf there, launched by the president yesterday. How did we do that?
Yes, thank you very much. Like you indicated, Alaju, a problematic area. Anytime it rains, certainly the youth of the area for about 1 month, they are unable to play football on that particular edifice that we have constructed, or that Sakura Park that we have constructed now. I grew up in Kotobabi, Big Farm, Newtown, around that enclave. So I usually go to Alaju a lot to play football. So yesterday it was humbling to see that a facility that I used to play football, that we all then Sakura Park today, has been metamorphosed into a fine AstroTurf over there. What we needed to do was to apply our normal work that we do in terms of quality work, trying to fill the whole place so that we get to the levels that we require, and then go through all the technical specifications and going through an AstroTurf. What we needed to do was also that we are very mindful of the fact that that place is a flat-prone area. So when it comes to construction, you need to take all those things into consideration, and also to make sure that the pipes or the drainage that you have on the field will be able to collect all the water and then to channel it into the main drains over there.
Great.
So let me say that we took all these things into consideration. We worked in tandem with CODA. And here, let me salute lawyer Jerry Ahmed for trying very hard to provide the funding for that particular project, and also to commend the regional minister, Honorable Henry Korte, for also proposing to CODA that this is one particular project that he wanted in the constituency. So let me say that it was something that we did, and we were mindful of the challenges over there. So we needed to cross the T's and dot the I's and make sure that we have a good edifice. So as I speak to you now, the people over there are extremely excited about it, and I can assure you that the lifespan of that particular turf we have constructed there will be achieved.
I see. Now, Robert, we also have a campaign. We are happy that you have brought smiles on the face of the people of Alajo. We want to replicate that and bring smiles on the faces of the inmates at the Senior Correctional Center, Roman Rage, what we call boss style, on Monday, April 10. We're doing the Power of Three campaign. 1, 2, 3. What's your commitment, Robert?
Oh, certainly. And Johnny, let me commend you and your team once again. I think this is a phenomenal, initiative that I will always endorse, and I want to affiliate myself to it. Certainly, with the Power of Three, I will certainly go in for a 3,000 Ghana cedis to support you guys, so that tomorrow, on Easter Monday, you can put some smile on on those over there. And if I have time, I will also pass by so that we can make the project a successful one. So 3,000.
Thank you.
Wembley will donate.
Thank you.
And let me also assure you that in any subsequent dealings that you want to do, some of these projects that you are embarking on, let us know about it ahead of time, then we can budget for it and then support Green News, because you guys are doing very well and we want to affiliate ourselves to you.
Thank you. So on Monday, we thank you so much for 3,000 cedis donation from Wembley Sports, Robert Coleman and your team. We can't thank you enough. Monday, there will be a football match, hopefully, and maybe you could bring in some Wembley jerseys as well, so that we can get a chance to play in the Wembley jerseys with the inmates, so they see leather to leather.
That shouldn't be a problem at all.
Right.
We'll look for some jerseys and some footballs, and then add it to the money and send it to you. I will also be in touch with the ambassador for Wembley, that's the former Black Stars captain, Stephen Tornado Apia. If he's not that busy, we will also contact him so that we all come and grace the occasion.
Right. Robert, I can't thank you well enough, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Keep astro-teffing the nation pitch by pitch. We're grateful and happy for your successes.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Great. So 3,000 in our bag. Thank you very much, Robert Coleman. We got footballs and some jerseys as well. Yeah. Akwe Mensa AstroTurf at Alajo, built by Wembley Sports, Robert Coleman. Thank you so much indeed. And you can also follow Robert's example, 059-7433-110, 059-7433-110, reference P3, and we are there. Please make sure you put a smile on the faces of the inmates. But you
know Robert Coleman was in Achimota School.
He was in he was in a crack academy actually. He was in a crack academy. He was in a crack academy. Why are you now collecting students? Why are you now collecting students?
I knew him in Achimota. Sorry.
We have to go. Yeah, we have to go. Thank you so much for your time and energy and commitment and everything this morning. And for those of us who have been sending money, I'm seeing the phone buzzing. Remember the phone number for WhatsApp is 0597 433 110. 0597 433 110. Reference P3 to be part of history. Robert Coleman has just stamped his name there. Yesterday on Giovanni's show, 3FM Drive, we had some more commitments coming in there. So gradually, poco a poco, we're going to put smiles on their faces. And you know that 3FM 92.7, when we say it, we do it. Yeah, your urban lifestyle radio, we make it happen. My name is Johnnie Hughes. I've been with William Apiampofo and Helen Asiedu, who couldn't be here. And DJ Phil on the ones and twos. Yeah.
3FM
It's your show. Enjoy your life, DJ Phil. DJ Phil. 62 is worried that I may call him 62 a free year one day. On behalf of the rest of the team, 62's Don Olo, Efriye, Janet, Mamea, Solution, Setagbeiza, DJ Phil, we wish you all the best.